Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we've had a bit more sleep last night than we had the last video. So I'm feeling a good bit better, thank God. Yeah, so today we're going to be hitting up chest. So what we do every chest day, we'll start off with flat dumbbell press, then move on to incline press, and we'll finish off with some flies. Let's get to it.
Trapped inside a fake reality. Better days will never come for me.
wanted to talk a wee bit just about some of the rumours that have been doing, one of the rumours that have been doing the rounds in the bodybuilding world over the last couple of weeks, and then I'll talk a little bit about the guest posing at the Pittsburgh Pro at the weekend, which I thought was interesting. So the rumour that I had wanted to talk about was Wesley Vissers. Apparently, one of the other YouTube channels was talking about, and they claim to have some sort of inside knowledge as well, that there's currently, he's in sort of, his thought process is about moving to the open. Now, my view on that is that it would be a mistake on his part to do that. I can understand why maybe he would be thinking of that. In fact, I can understand why a lot of the bodybuilders in the likes of the classic division and the 212 division sort of seem to always have their eye. You know, there's always murmurs and rumours about them having their eye going into the open, and I can kind of understand the thought process there, because if you think about it from their point of view, the weight caps that they have to meet are pretty much detrimental to them. So psychologically, they're thinking to themselves, well, if I didn't have to make that weight, then I would have a better package and I would maybe do better. So that it's kind of always in the back of their, it would always be in the back of their head, you know, should I be going into the open? But for my money, Wesley Vissers at the Arnold, the couple of Arnolds that he did there a few weeks ago, kind of proved in my mind that, like, whenever Chris Bumstead, I don't think he has enough to beat Chris Bumstead as it stands just now. Although that could all change by the time the Olympia rolls around. But I think that whenever Chris goes, and Chris is sort of coming to the end of his, you know, there's rumours about him talking, you know, there's rumours about him retiring, you know, maybe after this Olympia. Other people are saying, will he even do this Olympia? I don't know. I think he probably will do this Olympia and then he'll retire. What I would like to see him do, just to go off on a tangent, I would love to see Chris Bumstead do the classic Olympia, and then for him to move in the open, because his physique's at a sort of size and his muscles has got that kind of maturity now that I could see him going into the open Olympia and really giving a good account of himself. I don't think he would win it. I think we'd have to make up too much weight in the space of a year to do it, but then I don't know, maybe he could. He's definitely got the physique to stand up there with those guys. But from Wesley Vissers' point of view, if I was in his shoes, what I would be doing is take this next Olympia as like a dry run for next year. Go into it with the idea of trying to place in second, because I believe he's already proved he can beat the top guys. The other rumour going about is that Urs is talking about going to the open. Now, I think that's much more. I think it's much more likely, and B, it'll stand Urs in good stead, because Urs doesn't have the size, in my view, to take on the likes of Wesley Vissers, and he's certainly not big enough to take on Chris Bumstead, and he hasn't really got the physique to challenge Dino. So for me, it makes much more sense for Urs to move in to the open. Again, I think it'll take him probably a couple of years to get, you know, to build up the size to really make an impact at the open Olympia. But I think it's much more realistic for him to do it, and much more, not realistic, but it makes more sense in my head for him to do it rather than Wesley to do it, to be honest. So if I was in Wesley's shoes, I would take this year as a bit of a dry run, with the sort of the long-term view in mind that his career's just really starting out, and Chris Bumstead's is sort of coming to the end of his classic reign, as it were, nearly. All that being said, honestly, I think Chris Bumstead he's just got the sort of physique and he's got the sort of character that he could easily just extend that for another 3 years. So he could, which might change the calculus. But again, Wesley Vissers' time is on his side, so it is. The other thing I'd wanted to talk about was the guest posing at the Pittsburgh Pro. Now, everyone, and rightly so, was talking about Martin Fitzwater and Nick Walker, because those two guys are only a week out. It's less than a week out now. They have the New York Pro coming up, and everyone was talking about how good Martin Fitzwater had come in, and they were talking about Nick Walker and the size that he has brought to the stage, and rightly so. But what I wanted to talk about was, in my opinion, the best physique on that stage, given the fact that he's in the middle of an off season, Andre Jacked. I mean, his physique was phenomenal to begin with, but he has really brought his legs up, like an insane amount. I never thought, like this time last year, I never thought that he would be able to stand next to the best in the world and like, match them in leg size especially. And it kind of, if you look at some of the poses that he was doing, he's still posing as if he's got small legs. His legs are very wide apart, and to be honest, I think it looks a bit too comical now. His feet so far apart whenever he's got legs the size that he has. But in my view, he eclipsed everyone else on that stage. My eye was constantly drawn back to him, and that's saying something, because you have the current Mr. Olympia was stood in that stage in the middle of an off season alongside him. And while I understand that the two of them, because it's the middle of an off season, they're not conditioned the way they would be conditioned coming into the Olympia, and in order to get that condition, they're going to lose some muscle to get down to that size. So I mean, it's very possible that Andrew Jack won't look as impressive at the Olympia as he did at the gas posing, but holy crap, if he can maintain the size, especially in the legs, that he has a complete physique now. So there's no real weakness that I saw. Some of his poses, like I said, bringing the legs closer together, some of his poses I think could use a bit of work, but then I'm not a posing expert, so I don't know. That's just my own opinion. But and Samson looked phenomenal as well. But I think the thing with Samson is we've all kind of seen his physique, and we've seen the improvements he has made to his back and so on. But with Andrew Jack really blew me away at that. He really blew me away at that gas posing. So he did, like I said, my eye was running along that line, I just constantly kept coming back to him. He looked like he was the biggest man on that stage, not just height-wise, but width-wise as well, which again is saying something, because Derek Lunsford, whenever he hits that back double biceps, like his shoulders are over there and over there, they're just absolutely crazy wide. Although I think that because of Derek's height, the width sometimes doesn't do him any favours, because it makes him look very sort of boxy. So it does, where Andrew Jack, because he's taller, doesn't have that. He doesn't have that problem. He's just as wide as Derek Lunsford, but he tapers down. So he does much better. He's got that length to sort of draw the physique out. So yeah, I was really impressed with Andrew Jack, if I'm being honest. And I'm excited now to see how he can bring it in at the Olympia. If he can bring it in that size at the Olympia, he's top three for sure. In fact, he could win. In my mind, he could win the Olympia this year if he can come in with that sort of size that he came in with at the gas posing this past weekend, and just nail the conditioning. Don't get me wrong, he's up against really stiff competition, but he could do it. Like it will be on the cards for him, in my view. Anyway, let's finish this workout off. All right, that's going to do it for chest. Pretty good workout this week compared to last week, especially. Last week's was a terrible workout. So it was, again, the post-holiday hangover didn't help last week. I was a bit disappointed on the, forget what set it was, on one of the sets of my incline presses. I think it was the last set of the incline presses. I didn't manage the full 10 reps and I picked the dumbbells up and managed to get one more rep. So I did, although I can't count that because it wasn't a part of the set. But I did it anyway, damn it, I did it anyway. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. If you've enjoyed the video, feed the anabolic algorithm for the comments, shares, likes and subscribes, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.